Alright guys, it is Kieran from Red Devil Weekly and we're back live with something a bit different than usual, and it's a debate. And tonight, obviously, a load of rumours going around social media about, I know, Cristiano Ronaldo returning to Manchester United, but I thought I'd do a video on it. I thought I'd do a little bit of a video on it. And as you can tell, with debates, usually I like to get people involved, like to get people on. But unfortunately, my headphones is literally just broken before I went recording. I mean, it's going to sound like complete bullshit. I'm not going to lie. It's going to sound like absolute bullshit. But trust me, 100%, I'm not lying to you. I was just about getting my headphones set up and ready, ready with the right audio channels and stuff like that. And then I must have handled it wrong. I must have been, cack-handed with it or whatever. I was probably too strong-handed, whatever. But my headphones have literally snapped. One of the things is now dangling off a little bit. Like the wire's still connected, but it's literally hanging off. And it's not a good look, really. I mean, luckily I didn't pay much for those headphones anyway. I think they're about 10, 15 quid. So I know to some people that would be a lot, but obviously for a pair of headphones, it's not that much really. So it's frustrating. It is very, very frustrating. But at the same time, what can I do? What can I do? I'm going to be I'm ordering another pair very, very soon so we can actually get you guys on. So unfortunately, you guys won't be able to come on today. So I'll just be giving my thoughts, and you guys can give your thoughts in the live chat as you guys usually do. Thanks to everyone who's already joined. Footy Talk, Matthew, and Brother Gaming. Thanks for joining, guys. Really appreciate it. As I said, tonight, just get your thoughts in the live chat in the comment section below and stuff like that. Matthew says, get rid of the virus. Obviously, Paul Pogba being the main man, and obviously one of the main bits of the title is that Paul Pogba might be going the other way, back to Juventus in a potential swap deal with Juventus for Cristiano Ronaldo. And as I said, I know, you guys are probably thinking, Kieran, have some shame. Really talking about Cristiano Ronaldo coming back to Manchester United? Listen, it's a Wednesday night. We're not playing until, next Saturday, whenever it is. I want to debate. I want to talk to you guys. I want to get your thoughts. So that's why I'm doing it, really. Realistically, do I think this is going to happen? I'm going to say right off the bat, no. I don't think it's going to happen. I think realistically, Ronaldo at 35 years old, if he wanted to come back to Manchester United, it would have already happened. It would have already happened by now. And he strikes me as the kind of guy who doesn't like doing that. He likes to conquer new challenges. And Manchester United is an old challenge. It's coming back to an old flame. I don't think it's for him. I really don't think it is for him. Welcome, Rich, and welcome, United Alex. Thanks for joining, guys. Really appreciate it. Make sure you do check out Rich Sports. Really good stuff on there. If you haven't already, make sure you do check that out. This is clickbait, by the way. I just looked on Sky Sports and seen nothing about it. Listen, I'll tell you where I got it from. And I'll do that now. I may as well go into that right now. So the journalists that everyone, all the British media and all the media around the world reporting on this story are quoting is Christian Martin, a Fox America journalist who apparently is well respected. I mean, I haven't really heard of him before. I don't think many of you guys have heard of him before, and if you have, let us know if he is well respected or not, because I've got no idea, who he is. But apparently he's well respected, as I'm reading in this Sun article, and I think there's a few other papers in Britain who are reporting on this story. But he was claiming this. He was claiming that Man United are in talks with Ronaldo. So not even just a rumour anymore. We're actually in talks with Cristiano Ronaldo, and this is where I think it's just complete bullshit. It's complete make-believe fairy tale land. The idea that we're in talks with Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, how many times has happened? How many times have we been here over the years? So many times, and nothing's happened. It's either been for a new contract or, just to get his way at the club. It's similar to what happened with Lionel Messi, the fact that, he's obviously at Barcelona. Everyone was talking in the summer about, is he going to go to Man City? Where is he going to go to? And all of a sudden he ends up staying at Barcelona and nothing changes. So I think it's going to be the same here. But I just thought it'd be interesting to get your thoughts on questions like, if in, the land of make-believe, Ronaldo does come back to Old Trafford and Pogba does potentially leave in the other way if, again, that happens. Where do you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would look to fit Cristiano Ronaldo into this current Manchester United side? And would he look to change formation? Would he look to change formation to suit a talent such as Cristiano Ronaldo? Because when you're bringing someone like that in, you've got to play the right system to suit his needs. You're not going to be paying him 400, 500 grand a week for nothing. You've got to bring him in, and with the talent he's got, surely you've got to change the system. So I want to hear from you guys about those two questions. Where would he fit into the current Manchester United side, I should say, and what system would Ole Gunnar Solskjaer look to play if he was to come back in? Let's see what you guys are saying already. I'm sure you guys have got some suggestions. United Alex going for Telles, obviously a big fan of Telles, it seems. He says Telles will get a nice run of games. Hopefully he does. I think, obviously, obviously Telles is back from the COVID-19. Obviously he had it and now he's tested negative for it. So hopefully during this international break he can, get some experience for the Brazil side and get some games under his belt before we restart, because I think we had the same thing with Pogba where I know I'm going a little bit of a tangent about other players, but obviously I want to answer your questions. But yeah, when we were talking about Pogba, when he had coronavirus, when he came back after that, he just wasn't the same, and he still isn't really the same as we knew Paul Pogba. So I think it might be the same with Alex Telles. Obviously, coronavirus isn't a joke. When you get it, most people don't suffer from it really, but obviously it's going to have a little bit of an effect on you. It's going to make you feel a little bit unwell at least. So, Alex Telles, who knows if he's going to be fully fit, ready to come back into the Premier League straight away. But we'll see. I'm sure that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, looking at our last run of games, he'll probably look to bring Alex Telles back in, because actually I think with Alex Telles in the side, we've had a 100% win ratio, even though he's only played 1 or 2 games. I think we've had a 100% win ratio when Alex Telles has started for Manchester United. So got to keep that up, don't we? Got to keep that up. Let's see what you guys are saying. Rich says there were a few things on social media earlier. Yeah, I just thought I've seen a lot of the rumours. I've seen a lot of people commenting on it, mostly saying it's not true, and I think I'd agree with that. But I just thought, why not? It's a Wednesday night. We haven't really done a stream since the last match review. So I thought, why not? Why not kind of make a little bit of content and get you guys involved. And as I said, I'm really sorry I can't get you guys on the stream. Obviously, usually that's the magic of these streams, the fact that I can get you on, because you guys don't want to be sitting here listening to my dulcet tones. You know what I mean? We want to have a discussion, and unfortunately, because of the mishap that happened literally just before I went recording, thing is, it sounds so like BS. You know what I mean? It sounds like I'm just making it up because I don't want you guys to come on. Trust me, I'd rather you guys would come on than not, but I have no headphones right now, so I'm going to have to order another pair, which is annoying, very, very annoying, especially as a student when you don't have much income or no income at all. Matthew said he swapped Pogba for Noble. I wouldn't be that harsh, but maybe. I tell you what, after that performance against Arsenal, Jesus, I tell you, I think I would have swapped him for Michael Carrick, and he's about 40 years old. Dazza said it won't happen. Thanks for joining, Dazza. I really appreciate it. Make sure to check out as well his watch along he was doing. I'm not sure if that game's still going on, but make sure you do check out his watch along as well. Go and say hi if you're him, if you're from here. I'm sure if you already watch this channel, you'll know about Dazza's football stand. He's magic. He's magic. He wears a magic hat. It's Dazza's football stand. Footy Talk says, mate, and Arsenal fans said Fernandes should leave for them as they're bigger. I mean, don't listen to that. Absolute load of rubbish. Honestly, that is the most ridiculous. It's not your fault. Obviously, you're just saying what an Arsenal fan said. But mate, I tell you what, that is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. If Bruno Fernandes was going to leave, like you just leave for Arsenal, who, again, as I said, I've always been saying, their humbling was coming. After they beat us, their humbling was coming. I didn't expect it to come in the next game, but it came, and they got absolutely battered by Aston Villa. Could have been 4 or 5. Their humbling is coming. Their humbling is always around the corner for Arsenal fans, and that's why it's so great to hear Arsenal fans, really giving us banter. Because at the end of the day, whenever they do start to get really confident, they started dancing at Old Trafford, all of a sudden, that result comes around the corner. It just, puts a little wry smile on your face, even if they are ahead of us in the league table. But if we had won our game against Arsenal, we'd be 1 point ahead of them. So realistically, they talk about how much better they are. We're only 1 win behind them. We've got a game in hand. If we win our game in hand, we actually go above Arsenal. But listen, as I said, this is about Cristiano Ronaldo, and we'll go into a few more comments. Richards, Ole only has one system, so I guess he'd have to play on the counter-attack, big teams, and get frustrated at the lack of service in other games. Yeah, obviously talking about Cristiano Ronaldo getting a bit frustrated about the lack of service, because obviously he's the sort of player that's used to playing in teams which dominate possession. He's used to playing in the best teams in world football. Obviously, when he played for Manchester United, we were the best team in world football, arguably. Real Madrid, of course, and Juventus as well. These top teams that don't like to play on the counter-attack. So it's a good point you made. Would he realistically want to play on the counter-attack? And we all know that if he gets that service, he will be lethal. At 35 years old, he's already started the season with 6 goals already. He's an absolute machine. He's almost in the same shape that he was like 10 years ago. So, he is an absolute specimen. But in the end of the day, if you're not getting the service, then you can't do much about it. But he can provide. You see, this is the problem now. When I don't have guests, I can't just hide behind that whenever my mic cuts out like that. But anyway, yeah. Obviously, I was going to say he's got how many assists he got this year? He's already got. He hasn't actually got an assist yet, but in 4 appearances he scored 6 goals already. And we all know he's got the ability to provide. He's got the ability to provide, and even if he's not scoring goals, he's influential on a game, no doubt about that. And I think if Ronaldo comes up as a player, as a cheap option, it's a no-brainer. You take him. It's a no-brainer for me that we have to bring him in, because the quality, the nous, the experience he'd bring to this squad, and the winning mentality as well. Not just about what goes on the pitch, similar to kind of Cavani in the fact that they have that mentality, they have that winners, that hunger, and Ronaldo's been there and done that with Manchester United in the Premier League. Yes, since he left, the Premier League has changed quite significantly, but I still think the way he plays his game, he'd be absolutely perfect for the Premier League. So if a player like Ronaldo comes up, you're not passing him up, really. I think it's all down to the wage structure, really. I mean, if we were to bring in Ronaldo instead of Jadon Sancho, I think a lot of people would probably turn that down. I think a lot of people would have rather bring in Jadon Sancho, because obviously he's like 20 years old and has got a huge future ahead of him. Realistically, Ronaldo can talk all he wants about how he feels like he's still playing when he's like 40, 45. But he did say the next World Cup will be his last World Cup. So it's obviously he's still a quality player, someone who's been there and done that. But I mean, and as Rich said here as well, I'd take him, but I'm not sure he'd want to come. That's a big question, because as United fans, we've seen so many players come through the door who are only coming for the money and for the bright lights, coming for the Instagram, the Twitter followers. They're coming to basically further their careers. And they see Manchester United as a massive club commercially, but even in their own heart of hearts, they know that this isn't going to be the club where they win loads of trophies. They can say whatever they want in their kind of, signing interviews, where they say, we're going to put this club back on the map, we're going to win everything. Like, realistically, most people don't think that way. A lot of players in the past that were coming to Manchester United were thinking about the numbers, the money, the zeros, the Twitter, Instagram followers, all that. They were thinking more about that than the actual, what was going on the pitch. So would Ronaldo realistically want to come back? And as I said earlier, coming back to a club doesn't really strike me as what Ronaldo would want to do. He's someone who likes to press forward, likes to try new things, do different things. So for me, I think that is one thing that I'm not sure as well. Would he realistically want to come? And if he doesn't want to come, then I don't want to see him, because there's no point, even if he's got that much talent, if he doesn't want to be there, you're not going to see the best version of him. So that's my thoughts on it. Football Crucial, thanks for joining as well. He says, Ronaldo won't come back. This story's been going on far too long. He won a lot at United and the times have changed. Let's move forward and not go backwards. Yeah, I think there's a lot of sense in that comment. A lot of sense. I think for Ronaldo as well, he's probably thinking that. He's probably thinking the same thing. Why would I keep going back? Why would I go back to something when I can start a new thing, or break new boundaries? If he comes back to United and wins us the Premier League, obviously that's an amazing story. But A, how likely is that to happen? And B, realistically, there's still other leagues in Europe he hasn't yet conquered. And maybe he's looking at that. Maybe he's looking at the Bundesliga or, Liga and looking at those two leagues and thinking, I could be one of the only players in football history to win a league title in all Europe's top 5 leagues. That would be an unbelievable achievement for a player. So for me, I think he will be looking forward rather than backwards, and maybe we should. Welcome Red Max TV as well. Thanks for joining us. Yo, man, how you doing? I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. Hopefully you're doing good, man. Make sure you check out Red Max TV as well if you haven't already. Brilliant stuff on there. Man United content, all the stuff you'd need as a Man United fan on YouTube. So make sure you do check him out if you haven't already. Brother Games with Ronaldo is a commercial signing, to be honest. Had a few shirts. Very similar to another player that is mentioned in the title of this video, Paul Pogba. A lot of people now looking back at it are saying that he was a purely commercial signing. The fact that Jose Mourinho couldn't get the best out of him and seemed to, put him in and out of the team, and he didn't really seem to fit into the manager's system. And then we're seeing the same thing under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, where he's struggling to fit in the system and not really seeing the most consistent Paul Pogba that we'd like. Maybe Jose Mourinho didn't have Paul Pogba coming to Manchester United at the forefront of his mind, but the opportunity came up, and Raiola's millions was too much to refuse for Ed Woodward and Manchester United. So who knows? But maybe, I think Ronaldo, especially right now, he's got a lot more to offer than just commercial value, of course. What he can do on the pitch is unbelievable, especially at 35 years old. But it's just, for me, whether this challenge is the right challenge for him. He talked about, maybe one day he'd like to come back. But at the same time, he is someone who seems to want to break new ground, break new boundaries. For example, he moved on from Madrid, went to Juventus. He went from Man United to Real Madrid. He's moved around, and he's always wanted to push the boundaries and try and, break new ground. Whereas someone like Lionel Messi has stayed at Barcelona his whole career, hasn't even thought about moving. Except from this summer, of course. So it's different in that way, really. Why don't you do watch-alongs anymore, just footy talk? I don't really do watch-alongs anymore because I'm not in a place where I actually have a TV. I usually stream the games or, go to the pub, whatever. So, usually I'm not in a place where I can do watch-alongs. When I was back home, obviously there was a TV there where I could watch it on the TV and then use the computer and set everything up like that. Unfortunately here I can't do that because it would just completely destroy the quality of the stream. Then I wouldn't be able to watch the game or even stream. So both birds would be still alive, if you know what I mean. I wouldn't be killing two birds with one stone. I'd be missing two birds with two stones. I don't know. That kind of went south. But you know what I mean. You get what I'm saying, is that it'd be difficult to do that in the way it's set up right now. But maybe when I'm back home, maybe I'll do some more watch-alongs. I do enjoy doing them, but sometimes, I do like just to, sit there and watch the game without having to kind of, comment on it all the time. You know what I mean? It is kind of difficult to do that, especially when you're just doing it on your own. Even if you do have the people in the live chat to keep you company, which is always great, and I really appreciate it. But at the same time, it's like when you're trying to watch a game and, you have to keep saying stuff and commenting stuff, it can get a little bit difficult at times. So, obviously it's just about getting that balance. Alex says, imagine the amount of shirts he would sell. 100%, mate. And that's what brother Game was saying above you, he was saying, commercially. And commercially, Cristiano Ronaldo is the biggest football player, if not sportsman in the world in terms of numbers, in terms of, interaction, Instagram, Twitter, all that. So yeah, United would, if Ronaldo came to Manchester United, then you could argue that Manchester United would have the most eyes on it in terms of a sports team in the world. I don't care about the Lakers or anything like that. They've obviously got a lot of eyes on them themselves. They're a massive franchise, and you've got NFL teams which are massive as well. But if Cristiano Ronaldo came back to Manchester United, the amount of attention Man United would get would go through the roof. It's already sky high. It would somehow get more. It would get higher. I'm telling you. Welcome official Team Bops. Thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. It says, do you reckon he'll come? My opinion, mate. My opinion is that I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I think realistically we've been down this road before a lot of times. To the point where it's become annoying, really. Every time this story comes up, it becomes annoying. It becomes annoying to even just talk about it. But I thought tonight I wanted to get your thoughts on it because the rumours kind of came out of the blue. It's not like It's not like we're in the middle of a transfer window, because usually these sort of rumours come out when we're in the midst of a transfer window, like a January or a summer transfer window. But they've just come out of the blue all of a sudden. It's very, very interesting that these rumours have come out of the blue. Now, obviously, I think most people here, most people watching the stream or watching the video, probably are in the mindset of this is a load of bollocks. And it probably is. It probably is. I'd say trust your gut on this one. Trust your gut. But, you just never know. You just never know. But my answer to that one, official team bops, is that I don't think he's going to come. But there's 10% of me which think it could happen, but it's always the hope that kills you, so I'm not going to get my hopes up. Football Crusoe says, I remember when Didier Drogba left Chelsea after winning the double with them, left, then returned because when Mourinho returned as club manager, but I doubt Ronaldo would do that. Yeah, obviously, Drogba went back to Chelsea. It's a similar story, I guess. It is a similar story. He did end up, obviously, winning a league title with Chelsea as well in that season. So there is a bit of that. There is a bit of that in the Ronaldo rumours. You could make comparisons to that. But yeah, at the same time, as you said there, the manager obviously played a massive role in it. Mourinho coming back to Chelsea, that was a massive story in itself. And then obviously Mourinho respected Drogba quite a lot and wanted him in his team. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer obviously hasn't coached a team with Cristiano Ronaldo in it. So there's not that same bond really. So I think in terms of that, there are some parallels, but at the same time, I think the manager had a massive part to play in it, whereas Ole Gunnar Solskjaer realistically doesn't have those same connections, hasn't built that bond with any of these kind of world-class players that, they're going, this manager, I won loads of stuff under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I want to come back and play for him. As Rich said, do we need to get Fergie back for a season just to get Ronaldo back? Maybe. I guarantee you, if Ferguson did come back, I think Ronaldo would be thinking about it. He'd definitely have it in his mind, 100%. The bond between those two, the fact that Ronaldo has multiple times has said that Ferguson is like a father in football to him. They definitely have a massive, an amazing bond. So I'm sure that if Sir Alex Ferguson did come back out of retirement and manage, I'm sure Ronaldo would be, going through his phone book, seeing what he could do. Welcome Tom. Thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. Make sure you check out his Twitter as well. Feel free to let everyone know your Twitter in the live chat, and he has a lot of good transfer updates. So make sure you do check him out. And I'm sure, who knows, if this story does develop, he'll be the guy who'll have a lot of stuff to say about it on his social media. So make sure you do check him out if you aren't already. 42 says, I actually think Juve would consider it because they'll get Pogba, we get Ronaldo. They are both good players, but Juventus have the financial troubles. True. Obviously, whenever a team is in financial trouble, it does kind of mean that these sort of deals can happen. Although you look at a team like Borussia Dortmund, and they were reported to be in financial trouble as well, and ultimately nothing happened with that. In the end, nothing went through with that. So whenever teams say they're in financial troubles, or people think they're in financial troubles, they can always do enough to keep their best asset. They're only in financial troubles enough, or they're only in financial troubles until it suits them. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't believe that too much. I think when clubs say they're in financial trouble, unless it's explicitly obvious that they are, I don't think it's going to make a big difference. And especially when you've got someone like Cristiano Ronaldo who's making you so much money, there's no way that you would just say, oh, well, we're in too much financial trouble, so we're going to let him go. You would let 30 other players go in your squad before you'd let Cristiano Ronaldo go, even at the age of 35. I agree, official team bops. I think everyone would agree with you. We need the old United back. Get Rooney, Tevez, Ronaldo back. Get all the boys back for one last outing. Go for the Champions League. Love it. Absolutely love it. I said, listen, I reckon Michael Carrick would do a better job than Paul Pogba did against Arsenal when we lost 1-0. I think Michael Carrick would do a better job now. But you can't tell that Michael Carrick's my favourite player of all time. You can't tell, can you? You can't tell. Full Crow said he'd bring Beckham back from retirement. Hey, I tell you what, in some of the UNICEF games he's played, he can still put a cross in. He can still put a cross in, mate. Dad said I had to end my stream, sadly. Absolutely distraught. Hope you're right, mate. What's the score, by the way, in that game? I'm not sure what the score is. I know Germany are playing. What's going on? Someone let me know what the score is, because I'm not sure whether you're distraught about the game or something else. Did Germany lose to Austria or something? I don't know who they're playing. Let me know. No, they won. They won 1-0. So they won 1-0 against Czechoslovakia today. Yeah, fair. But yeah, no worries, official team bots, by the way. No worry, man. Welcome, Elite Devil. Thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. Thanks for joining. If you are new around here, by the way, please do feel free to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel as well. If you are new, we're heading towards 850 subscribers now, so thank you so much for all support recently. Really do appreciate it. And yeah, if you want to continue that support, that'd be absolutely fantastic. So as I said, if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as well. Hitting that like button really does help me out. So if you do enjoy the content, make sure you do hit that like button as well. Really do appreciate it. But as I said, official team box, don't worry about that. I know the struggle, man. I know the struggle. Don't worry about it at all. Iron Man, well, thanks for joining Iron Man as well. He says, Man United is not MLS. Ronaldo career is declining. We only need Cristiano Ronaldo in between 2004 and 2017. If he's not that, MLS is waiting for him. And I think there's a lot of, I think there is a lot to say about that. Obviously, if you could guarantee that Cristiano Ronaldo was going to come back to Manchester United, no injury problems, and he was going to play the way that he did back then, which is very unlikely considering he's 35 years old. He's still a very, very good player. I'm not saying he's not, but he's not having the same sort of impact that he was, back in 08, 09, you know what I mean? So if we're not going to get that player, is he realistically worth paying the 400, 500 grand a week for? Like, is he realistically worth that? I'm not sure, but that's definitely a debate to be had. Ended 1-0, people being doors in the chat, which is a pain. Yeah, so I'm sorry to hear that, mate. Yeah, I know, man. It's really, really frustrating when that happens. But honestly, mate, just ignore them. Trust me. Like, in the end of the day, they've wasted their time. They've come to your stream and said all that. I'm not sure what they've said or whatever, but they've come to your stream and been annoying. It just shows that there's not much going on in their life. If they're going to someone's stream and just kind of trolling you, like, realistically, they're the ones that should be ashamed themselves, really, or need to take a look at themselves in the mirror, really, because they're spending their days, trolling people on YouTube and saying stuff like that. So it's, it is frustrating, to be fair, when you are creating content, that sort of thing happens, but you just got to rub it off. You just got to, rub it off, and I know it can be hard, but obviously, you're a great content creator. Don't worry about it. Honestly, don't worry about it. KSI, thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. Tom says, Tom says, rumor has it Ronaldo wants to end his career in Europe. Well, he's only played in Europe, to be fair. So if he would have started and ended his career in Europe, but we'll see. And cheers for the like and subscribe, Elite Devil. Really appreciate it. Always appreciate the support. And he also says Cristiano Ronaldo returning to Man United would be a legendary signing. It would. It'd be an amazing story, amazing for marketing, amazing for the fans in general to see someone come back. The nostalgia of it, but realistically, I agree with what KSI said there. Pure and simple. Ronaldo won't come back, realistically. I don't think it's going to happen. As I said, there's about 10% chance, in my opinion, that it happens. The only thing that's weird about this is the fact that the rumours have come out of nowhere. And usually, we only see these rumours in, transfer windows, that's it. I don't know why I forgot about that, but yeah, transfer windows, we only really see them in those sort of periods. But for it to come out at this point, it is a bit weird. It's not usual, so... But as I said, keep getting your thoughts in. We'll probably be live for another 5-10 minutes. So if you want anything to say on this, or even anything else, anything you want to ask me, or any other questions about Manchester United, please do hit me up in the live chat. I'm happy to go off topic because it's a fluid stream. This is what we do on the channel. We don't just stick to one topic and talk about it. We can float about. You guys dictate what happens in the end of the day because you guys are the most important people. Iron Man says we don't need him. We need his son, Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. I tell you what, wow, he is unbelievable for his age. I heard he's scoring like 100 goals in a season for the Juventus reserves or something like that. Mental, absolutely mental. But he's been like fully groomed by his parents. That sounds weird, but you know what I mean. He's been fully groomed, and I'm sure he'll be up there in terms of in the next kind of 5-6 years, he will be up there in terms of talent in world football. To have a parent with that sort of mentality, that sort of skill, and he would have taught him the hard work and the dedication that is needed to be a top player. So I'm sure he will be up there. So look out for him. Elite Devil says, I would take him for sure, but we should be focusing on solving our right wing position. And I think, again, that's a good point. We do need to focus on fixing other positions before we start bringing in Hollywood players like Cristiano Ronaldo, and especially spending our money more wisely. We look at the business we did this summer, and even though we didn't actually spend that much money, the money we did spend, okay, we spent some money wisely, but there was others where you look at, Cavani coming in on deadline day. You've got those 2 youngsters coming in. We could have done a lot better with the money we had. And it remains to be seen how good, Telles and Van der Beek are going to be over the course of the season. So far, they're looking decent, but it still remains to be seen how they're going to be able to do in the long term. So I feel like with the money we had to spend, or the money that the Glazers made available for Ed Woodward and the rest of the team to spend, we could have been a lot more efficient with it. And bringing in Cristiano Ronaldo, realistically, is that the most efficient move? I'm not sure. Brother again says he would boo if he came back. Left us for Madrid, shaking my head, stuff him in my view. Half decent player at best. I'm just going to let that lie in the air for you guys, really, that comment. I understand. I mean, I kind of understand the booing, but if he's playing for another team, then maybe. But any player that's playing for your side, we're not Arsenal. We're not Arsenal. We don't boo our own players. We're not Arsenal. Our fans are. I mean, we literally clapped Robin van Persie when he scored against us. We clapped him. We gave Robin van Persie a standing ovation when he scored a consolation goal against us. All I'm saying. We're not Arsenal. As I said, we actually respect players that have, given us titles and, given us great moments. We respect them. Just because they're playing for a different team doesn't mean we can't respect them. And if Ronaldo's playing for us, why would we boo? Why would we boo him? But that's classic. That is classic. I'll say that's classic Owen, to be honest. Classic Big O comment there. What have you been drinking? I don't know. Yeah, what have you been drinking? Or what have you been smoking more like, really? I don't want to infer that you've been doing drugs, but I am. I just have, so I'm just going to go with it. Okay, he says, are we going to welcome back a traitor and a malingerer just like him because he's won us a few shiny pots? Listen, mate, he stayed on another season when he didn't want to initially. He stayed on another season and won us a Premier League and a Carabao Cup, or a League Cup. He stayed on an extra season because Sir Alex Ferguson asked him to. He wanted to go to Madrid. His head was in Madrid. And he stayed on another season, and you're telling me he's like a deserter. Come on, man. Come on, you're better than that. And anyway, players have dreams. His dream was to play for Real Madrid. He didn't see Manchester United as the biggest club in world football. It obviously is. But he saw Real Madrid as where he wanted to go. Similar to Kylian Mbappe. If PSG fans get annoyed at Kylian Mbappe when he eventually leaves for Real Madrid, they're fools. They're idiots. His dream is to play for Real Madrid. Let it be. Let it lie. I don't understand this. In the end of the day, Ronaldo wanted to play for Madrid. He wanted to become the ultimate Galactico. And realistically, he did that. And he's done that. He's now known as pretty well the best Real Madrid player of all time. But ultimately, why would you boo him? Why would you boo him if he came back to Old Trafford? That makes absolutely no sense. Welcome, Sifo. Thanks for joining, Sifo. Appreciate it. It says, Ronaldo linked United for the 75th consecutive year. Mate, we feel the exact same here, but we just thought we'd have a talk about it and chat about where he would fit into Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's team and what system. So we just sort of have a debate. To be fair, I didn't really have many content ideas, so I thought, why not do one on a bit of a trending topic right now. RB Comps, obviously, our resident Juventus fan. Thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. He's very adamant. He says CR7 staying with us. And to be honest with you, I'm sure you're right. I don't think you've got anything to worry about, to be honest with you, mate. I really don't think you've got anything to worry about in terms of Ronaldo. I think he's staying where he is. But it's just weird that these rumours came out of nowhere. Maybe it's a slow news day in the office. Maybe it is just a slow news day and someone leaked it. I'll say the journalist again who leaked it. It was Christian Martin, apparently of Fox Sports News in America. Apparently well respected. So, I don't know. we'll see, but it's just weird how it came out of nowhere, to be fair. Elite Devil says, I would definitely swap Pogba for Ronaldo. Pogba is a class player, but we have Van der Beek, who has more time to improve. Obviously, Pogba, again, I haven't really talked about Pogba too much, but yeah, some reports saying Pogba might go back to Juventus in a bit of a swap deal, and maybe that'll be the best for two parties. Maybe that'll be the best for both parties. Pogba, clearly for me, doesn't really, I don't think he wants to be here as much as we think he does. You know, everyone was saying that, oh, well, he's posting a lot more about Man United on social media and stuff like that. But does he even control his own social media at times? Probably not. Probably not all the time. So, for me, Pogba, the performances we've been seeing recently do not suggest a player who really wants to be here and win trophies for Manchester United. And I think it'd be the best possible thing to get, to give Pogba to Juventus if we were to get someone like Cristiano Ronaldo back in. Because it would also mean that, as you say, Donny van der Beek would get more of a chance. And all of us pretty well agree that Donny van der Beek deserves more of a chance. The fact he hasn't been starting more games is a mystery. So with Pogba out of the equation, Van der Beek, obviously being the younger player, only 23 years old, he has a lot of time to develop, and I think he would be able to do that. So we'll see. Brother King says, well, if his dream is elsewhere, then stuff him. Listen, mate, I mean, in the end of the day, David De Gea's dream was Real Madrid. Are you going to say that? I mean, actually, because if people don't know, I think this sounds like Owen to me. But obviously, we know what Owen's thoughts are on David De Gea, and he had a similar dream to go to Real Madrid. So it seems like there's a bit of discrimination over players who dream of playing for Real Madrid. Basically, if anyone dreams of playing for Real Madrid, we should boo them. That's basically that's that logic right there. And I haven't ordered a new shirt. I have not ordered a new shirt. I'm going to be ordering new headphones, and that is the reason why I haven't been able to get anyone, because my headphones before we started recording broke. They literally broke. One of the things is snapped off, and it's very, very annoying. It is what it is. I've got to buy some new ones now, which is very, very frustrating because, as I said, I don't have that much cash on me. So. But I can't go without headphones, really. It's going to be very, very difficult. Yeah, feel free to leave a like, guys. If we are one away from 10 likes, thank you so much for all support. Really do appreciate it. So yeah, if you guys want to like it, feel free to do so. If you don't be pressured into it. Don't let me pressure into it. But it really does help me out, so thank you very much. Rich says Poch will give Van der Beek more games. He does seem a lot more like a Poch type player. He does seem a lot more of a player that fits into a Pochettino system. I think the Ajax system that he played, which is very, a lot of energy, very energetic, a lot of pressing from the front. Obviously, we like to counter-attack, and I'm not sure that really suits Van der Beek's style of play. So, yeah, I think he would. I think it's a good point. But obviously, the Ole Poch debate is going to be raging on, I'm sure, throughout the next, I don't know, probably to the end of the season, to be honest. I reckon even at the end of the season, there'll still be rumours, even if Solskjaer's still in and we've got top four. Answer, please. What did you say, sorry? He says, Kieran, are you getting the new Xbox or PS5? I'm not planning on getting any of them at the moment, to be honest with you, mate, because I'm not exactly swimming in cash. I'm not made of money, so I'm not going to be investing in any of those right now. If I had to invest in one, I'd probably go with the Xbox because I'm more familiar with that. But I guess it all depends on how many people have got the Xbox in terms of, like the people I usually play Xbox with. It'll all depend on that, really. But I'll probably get it eventually. But as of right now, as you can tell, I'm not exactly swimming in dough. So I'm not going to be purchasing any of that. If I get it for Christmas, that would be a bonus, but I doubt it, especially with the the coronavirus and everything like that. So, it'd be great if I won it in a giveaway or something. That would be good if I just entered a giveaway and won it. But obviously that's not going to happen because it never does. So, yeah, if I was going to get one, I'd probably get an Xbox, but I haven't got one. So don't be buying an Xbox thinking I'm going to get one. I'm going to say this as well. I'm not a tech guy, really, so I'm not very good in terms of telling you which spec is the best or which one performs the best. So don't come to me for tech tips. Buy whichever one you feels good. Do your own research on YouTube, whatever. I'm sure there's loads of tech YouTubers talking about it. So you do your own research and do that. Elite Devil says, we beat Everton 3-1 away, smashing performance from the boys, and seems to be a star of a hot streak. Well, as we've talked about, and in the review, every time Ollie's job's on the line, we turn into a prime Barcelona. And it happened again. It happened again. We dominated Everton in that game. They didn't really show that much. They had the one tactic really of hoofing up to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. But after the first goal, we got wise to it and they couldn't do much with it. So, in the end of the day, 3 defeats in a row for Everton. Yes, they were coming into that game on poor form, so that might have helped us. But in the end of the day, we got the win. The 3 points all that matters. We're on double figures for the season. But I would not be surprised if this does start a little bit of a mini run of form and then we start losing again. And if that does happen, I think everyone will then lose their patience with Solskjaer. I feel like I'm going to give Solskjaer one more chance. If we end up still being very, very inconsistent, then I just don't see where this is going. I don't see where this is going. But as I say, that's for another stream. I'll talk about Solskjaer in another stream. K-Sign, Elite Devil, both Ollie in. Yeah, as I said, we'll talk about that in another stream because I'm probably going to wrap up very, very soon. Footy Talk says, unpopular opinion, Bruno is better than De Bruyne. Among United fans, I don't think that is an unpopular opinion, to be honest. I think most United fans would say that, especially after the penalty miss against Liverpool, which turned out to be a costly miss because they obviously drew 1-1. They could have won the game, which would have put them right back in the title race. So yeah, he missed the penalty. Bruno, obviously, I would say Bruno doesn't miss penalties, but I think he missed his last 2. So, I think he missed 2 of his last 3. So he's not as consistent. He's not as consistent as maybe we once thought, but to be fair, before he missed, he hadn't missed a penalty for 2 seasons, so you've got to give him some slack. But in terms of who I think's better out of those 2, I think De Bruyne is probably the better player, just about. But in terms of who I'd rather have at Manchester United, right now I'd probably rather have Bruno Fernandes at Manchester United. In terms of, I think Bruno Fernandes suits our system a lot better than Kevin De Bruyne does. I don't think Kevin De Bruyne would be good in a counter-attacking side. He's someone who likes to have the ball. He likes to get his foot on the ball. Bruno Fernandes does as well, but I think he plays a lot better and is a lot more effective for us when he's in a counter-attacking side. But in terms of who I think is a better player, I think it's still Kevin De Bruyne. But hopefully that'll change. Rich says, I'm not Ollie out, to clarify. Okay, fair enough. So we've got, actually, I was surprised. I thought more people were Ollie out, actually. Maybe it's just the people that come on and have their say are usually Ollie out, like, Owen, Tom, and Owen, Tom, Sean as well, Ollie out. No, he's Ollie indifferent, actually. I should get that right. He's Ollie indifferent. He's not Ollie out. I was expecting a lot more people to be Ollie out, to be fair, but I think a lot of people are getting towards the end of their tether with Solskjaer, really. People saying Bruno's better. People saying Bruno Fernandes is better. Rich saying Bruno's been the better midfielder since he arrived in the Premier League. And I think that's fair. I think that is fair. I think the stats he's put up in the Premier League since he's come are ridiculous, considering he's only just coming up to have spent a year at Manchester United. The numbers he's got so far are ridiculous. And finally, final question, David De Gea or Dean Henderson? For me, David De Gea is still number 1, 100%. I'm still backing David De Gea. But Dean Henderson, I like him. I like Dean Henderson as a backup option. I think whenever he has come in, he's always done well. I think even though we lost a game 2-1 in Istanbul, when Dean Henderson made his Champions League debut, he couldn't do anything with those goals, realistically. So I think Dean Henderson is a very, very good backup. Very, very good backup. So for me, I'm still going David De Gea as our number 1. I think he's still, one of the best goalkeepers in world football. He's not as good as he used to be. I think he'll even understand that. But from the performances we've seen this season, maybe he's getting back to his old form. I think there's no game this season where I can realistically say, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you can realistically say that David De Gea played badly. I think in every game he's played, he's done all he could, really. I think he's made some really important saves in times already this season. So for me, I would still go David De Gea, but if he does slip up, if he does start making costly errors, then obviously Dean Henderson will take his place. But that's the beauty of having that sort of level of competition in there. David De Gea as well. Sifo says KDB clear of Fernandes. I'm not surprised you said that. I'm not surprised. Elite Devil says David De Gea for me too. Casey said David De Gea. Rich also said David De Gea as well. So that's a bit of a unanimous decision if ever I've seen one on David De Gea. But I think everyone everyone, as Rich says there, I think everyone's thinking about Henderson for the not too distant future. And he's a quality player. What is he, only like 21, 22 years old still? He's got a long career ahead of him. Goalkeepers can play until they're, into their 40s. So I'm sure he's got a long career ahead of him between the sticks. Hopefully as a world-class goalkeeper for Manchester United. Who knows? I'll read these last few comments and then we will leave it there. Dazza says, Fernandes has scored more goals in open play than most midfielders in the league, if not all of the midfielders in the league. Yeah, I think, obviously, as we talked about, his numbers are absolutely insane. Recently, he hasn't been as consistent as he was last season, but at the same time, he's still very, very good. Even, like, for example, against Everton, he was pretty well the star player. And before the Everton game, I was really doubting him. I was saying, out of all our midfield players, he's the guy we should drop. Out of all of them in terms of form, because, against Istanbul, he lost the ball like 37 times. He was off form massively. And so, for me, Bruno Fernandes was a guy that we needed to drop. But then he stepped up against Everton. Fair play to him. He really, really did step up. Got the Man of the Match award for me. So, he has that quality. And we know he's got amazing ability, and he's one of our most important players in the squad. But I think in terms of consistency, there's still a little bit there. He's still a little bit there he needs to do, but he is definitely one of our most important players. And the stats are there to prove it, that he's one of the best midfielders in the league. No doubt about that. Footy told the Sifo, I don't really think KDB is good, but Bruno pretty much is more impactful and carries us sometimes. Yeah, it's true. Obviously, Bruno's not playing in as good of a team as Man City, especially on the ball. Elite Del says Alex Tellers on Luke Shaw. Right now, I'd probably go with... I'll go with Alex Tellers. I'm more excited by Alex Tellers, but recently Luke Shaw's been providing some assists, man. He's been doing well, 2 assists in 2 games, so maybe he's starting to prove people wrong. Although he's obviously out for a month. So we'll see more of Alex Tellez over the next coming games, which will be exciting to see more of him. And finally, Sifo says he's been the best you have, therefore he stands out. But to be honest, he's incredibly overhyped stat padder. I'm not sure that's it, G. I'm not sure that's it. I don't think that comment's it. I'm not sure if we agree with that, lads. I'm not going to lie. Because in the end of the day, why did we get third place? If he was an overhyped stat padder, why did we get third place last year? Just saying, man. Just saying. But anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Really do appreciate it. Again, I'm so sorry I couldn't get you guys on like I wanted to. But thank you for everyone for joining the stream and contributing in the live chat as well. It's great to hear what you guys have to say in the live chat as always. And it's good to have one of these once in a while, I guess, to just have me talking and you guys speaking in the live chat. Maybe it is good once in a while to do that. Maybe it is. But obviously we'll be back. I'm sure I'll have headphones by next time I stream. So we'll be back to having you guys on and guests. So, that's something to look forward to, I guess. But thanks for watching, guys. Really do appreciate it. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. Thanks for participating in the debate. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Who knows what it's going to be. But it'll be scheduled on the channel. If you don't want to miss any of the live content, hit that bell notification as well. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in a bit.